So hello my YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. So this evening, it's the first Sunday. So I'm gonna take a little time and we're just gonna hold a little meditation and get some inspiration. We're just gonna talk for a bit. So guys, if you like my inspirational talks or my meditational talks, you can just drop a comment in the comment section or drop a like. No, drop a comment and let me know if we can make this an every first Sunday thing where we talk and we just try to discuss some things about making ourselves better. So this afternoon we're gonna talk about becoming. And I just want to share with you based on two things. It's just basically a theory in which Abraham Maslow posited that humans go through different needs, different levels of needs, and I'll put in the hierarchy of needs to show you. Alright, so at the basic level, everyone wants food, clothing, and shelter. And as you go up the hierarchy of needs, your needs get a little bit more complex. And at the top of that hierarchy of needs is self-actualization. So I think I heard someone say the other day that they don't believe in this hierarchy of needs because self-actualization almost like it never happened. But I think the way how I interpret it is that self-actualization is not a one-stop. You don't just reach self-actualization and you just say, alright, just relax now, actualized. It is a process, and it is a process of learning and unlearning and relearning and evolution, right? And so that's the first point of reference that I want to draw on. The second, I haven't read the book by Michelle Obama that's called Becoming. She showed how she became who she was. So she took you from growing up in the south side of Chicago, took you through to her days as a lawyer, and then she took you through to her time as the president's wife. And now after that, she indicated that her life has not ended. It does not stop. Her evolution has not stopped. She was becoming. And in this phase of her life, she has become an author, and there are other things that she is currently exploring. And so I thought about it and I said, in our lives each day, we are becoming better versions of ourselves. Or at least we should be becoming better versions of ourselves. And so as I reflect this afternoon, I want to talk about 3 ways for us to become better versions of ourselves. So the first one is make peace with your past. Make peace with your past. And so I may have spoken about this topic on another occasion. I may have spoken about it in some other forum, but I think it's a topic that is worth talking about as many times as I think persons need to hear it. Because guess what? There are a lot of persons who they are stuck in a rut because they are paralyzed by the mistakes, the failures, and the decisions that they have made in the past. They are stuck in a rut because these things have happened to them. They are so fearful to move ahead, to make another decision for fear of something like what happened before happening again. Yes, you had a bad marriage. Yes, you were abused. Yes, you were a bad parent. Yes, you made some wrong decisions. But we cannot sit in that state forever and not try to overcome and become the best versions of ourselves. Now, you may have heard the analogy so many times where we have a big windscreen at the front of our cars and our rear view mirror is very small. You may have heard it so many times, but I want you to reflect on that this afternoon, because when we realize that, yes, there are times that we need to look back on our past, because when we are driving, face it, there are times when we have to take a stock, we have to take a check as to what is going on behind. If we are changing lanes, we want to make certain decisions. We want to be spatial aware. We want to know what is going on around us. So we look in the rearview mirror. But when we're driving and we're going forward, we do not constantly check the rearview mirror. Focus on the rearview mirror for 90% of our journey. And then the other 10% we look forward. No, we do not do that. We do not do that because that is a recipe for accidents. And so I encourage you. I encourage myself. We have to make peace with our past in order for us to become the best versions of ourselves. We have to make peace with it. Whatever it was that happened in the past. And there are things, making peace with our past doesn't mean that you're just going to forget about it and we're going to wipe our slates clean. If it means that you need to go to a counselor, if it means that you need to go and speak to somebody about it, you probably need to do so. If it means that you need to learn from your mistakes, even looking back at my life, some of the mistakes that I have made is because I did not trust my own judgment enough. I did not trust my own judgment enough. You look back and you realize that you were very concerned with the opinions of others. Now, these people do not pay any of your bills. These people do not contribute significantly to your life. And yet we spend so much of our lives being concerned about these nameless, faceless persons and what they will think about us and the decisions that we've made. And so when we look back, we realize that these are some of the issues, but we have to make peace with them in order to become a better version of ourselves. Secondly, for us to become better versions of ourselves, we have to, in this present moment, find things that not only feed our pockets, but also feeds our souls. And you will be so fortunate if you find something that actually feeds your soul and feeds your pocket at the same time. You will be among the very, very privileged. Let us not just be content with chasing after money, chasing after wealth, chasing after material things, and not look at the things that cater to our eternal soul, that cater to our purpose on earth, that will allow us to become the versions of ourselves that God intended us to be. We have to find that passion in our lives. Now, the other day I was walking in she's a former colleague of mine, and she plants and sells flowers. And I was walking with her in her garden, and there was such a sense of peace and contentment and fulfillment that I could feel as she spoke about her garden and she spoke about her different plants, and she took me through the garden. That peace and that passion. Now, in a time where there are so many things that are going around, there are so many bad news, there are so many bad things. If we constantly consume the news and the media and the bad news, we will end up depressed. We will end up stressed. Now is a high time to find that thing that feeds your soul, that you are very passionate about. Now, you may have well recognized, this what I am doing now, it feeds my soul. Because if I can speak to one person and have one person examine the life that they're living, the decisions that they're making, and the things that they're doing, and try to shift, just shift even a little bit, I would be very grateful and I would be very pleased. So sometimes we get into some situations, and even our jobs, it's probably not what we think is an ideal situation. It's not what we dreamt of. It's not our dream jobs. Our businesses may not be giving us the amount of fulfillment that we thought it would have given us when we started. But I encourage you and I encourage myself to bloom where you're planted until you can be transplanted. And analogy right there. Bloom where you're planted until you can be transplanted. My current place of employment, it is not perfectly aligned with a lot of the things, a lot of the areas of giftedness that I would say that I have. Has it deterred me? No, it has not deterred me. My area of work, you would not see how arts and music and drama would coincide with the area which I work. But best believe it, I was able to, well, not form a choir because a choir already existed, but form a drama group, and we put together several drama pieces just depicting what we do within the organization. We were able to put on concert. I was able to spearhead an arm of a charitable organization through my current job. Now, those are not a part of my core function. And I could have sat and I said, oh, but those areas of my life are not really being fed, or those needs are not really being met. But guess what? I found a way to incorporate the several areas of my life, the several aspects of my life, in order to feed my soul. You may not understand exactly what I'm saying. You may not get what I'm saying. But do not go through your life every day. We're in the present now. And the second thing is, remember, my second point is, find something that not only feeds your pocket, but also feeds your soul. So you will find the pocket feeders. You will find the jobs and the things that give you money. But I encourage you to find the things that also feed your soul. Do not go through your entire life and just go through the motion and never feel any amount of fulfillment or any amount of joy. Don't do it. My third thing, how can you become a better version of yourself? Third thing, embrace your evolution. Embrace what you're becoming. Now, I got one of the biggest compliments ever. One day I posted a video on Facebook, one of my YouTube videos, when I think I was baking or I was cooking or something. And one of my former college roommates, she was like, but Jason, me never know, Jason, you can cook? And I smiled and I said, yes, I smiled. Because when you begin to embrace the evolution of yourself, the new version of yourself, you will become unrecognizable. People will start to say, no man, I'm not the same Jason that. I'm not the same. Yes, that is what you want. As soon as you start to evolve into that better version of yourself. For those who own a Nokia 3310, God bless the Nokia 3310. And it served the purpose that it served at that time. And when you had a 3310, you feel like you're not going with something. But suppose we held on to the 3310 when the BlackBerry came in. And then the Android phones came in and the iPhones came in and all of those newer cell phones came in. Suppose we held on. I said, no. Although I'm sure some persons probably have a little 3310 hide up. Where would we have been stuck? In the dark ages. I'm saying that to say this to you this afternoon, to me this afternoon. Embrace the evolution that is happening within yourself. And when somebody who knows you from your 18-year-old and your 17-year-old self can say, no, but Jason, yeah, the 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old Jason is not the same Jason. And I have come to embrace different aspects of myself, different aspects of my being. And I encourage us all this evening, embrace the new changes and the new evolution. Even as we go through this pandemic, there are areas of your lives that you've never explored before. And I mentioned it before when I spoke about His divine power has given you everything that you need. It's already in you. You have, and our pastor spoke today about the capacity that everyone has. I encourage you to embrace the evolution that will take place within yourself. You will become unrecognizable to some persons, and that is a good thing, because if you're moving in the correct direction, if you're moving towards what your purpose in life is, if you're moving towards becoming your best self, you are moving in the right direction, and it is best for some persons not to recognize you. Some persons will not want to associate with you anymore either, because you're not the gossiping type anymore. Your type now that you have become is a type that is focused on moving forward, becoming better, eating properly, exercising, showing love, giving back, maintaining proper relationship, making money. That is the new type of person that you are. So you will become unrecognizable to some persons. But that is good. Hey, that is excellent. But I encourage you to embrace who you are becoming, as long as you are becoming a better version of yourself. I'm not telling you that I am perfect. I refuse, and I will never ever tell you that I am perfect. But what I've recognized is, as I grow, as I mature, I evolve, and I embrace the different stages of my life. I embrace the different wisdom and the different understanding and the different enlightenment. As I see, I'm trying out something new today. If you notice, my background is a little bit different. I just working with the technology, and I try and green screen and all of those things, and see how it works. So if you like it, you can drop a comment about that. If you think the background works, if it doesn't work, you can tell me also. Come who God intended you to be. I hope you are encouraged this afternoon. And remember, as usual, we can't finish without saying, share, subscribe, like, comment. I especially comment. I want to hear what you have to say about what I have to say this evening. Thank you for being on this journey with me.